This is the story of MyHeartLog, made possible by Affiado, who are involved with quality assurance, whose business is quality assurance of websites. Philosophically, I'm very fortunate to be here. I had a triple bypass about over 5 years ago. I'm now 82. So the process of recovery was very hit and miss. It was, as a complete recovery, unexpected. But there were certain things that happened to me in the course of my recovery where I became increasingly aware of how fortunate I was, because left to my own devices and just being involved with visits to the hospital, visits to the doctor, it wouldn't have sufficed. I needed to be part of a community. I didn't realise it at the time. And that community was the Y Central. About 15 years ago, University College Hospital got together with Y Central and decided to interchange staff and facilities. Although, of course, immediately after the operation there is a 6 weeks period of let's see what happens to the operation, and the patient just more or less rests. After that, you are technically discharged if what has happened to you functions well. In other words, your blood pressures are reasonable, you're stable, and although you don't feel well at all, although you don't think you're going to survive, in actual fact you are, providing you have no other complications. So I was discharged after 6 weeks, and then I found out by accident, purely by accident, that the Y Central, where I'd been a member for 10 years or so before, actually was involved in rehabilitation. So on making inquiries at reception, I was put in touch with David Sims, who is a cardiovascular nurse at University College Hospital. In actual fact, the heart hospital, the operation was done at the heart hospital, although the main hospital that I came from was Enfield. Anyway, it was under the umbrella of University College Hospital. So when David Sims was approached, because of the reciprocal arrangements they have at the Y, I was offered a rehabilitation place at University College Hospital facilities, and somebody came over, a fitness trainer whose name was Stefan Monchevin, came over from the Y, and I believe he's part of the Camden health team, and he put us through our paces, which at the time was pretty traumatic, because when you have this operation you have a cut from top to bottom, as it were, in the front of your chest, and so it's very painful and you're not very much inclined to move, not much. So when the exercise process began, you are giving your body, you're putting your body through stressful positions which in effect you would think would open up the scar, but of course it doesn't. Anyway, after that, say 10 or 12 weeks of once a week exercise sessions at University College Hospital, you then go over to the Y and start on what is, I suppose, an indefinite course that you can stay there as long as you like and join in the various programs they have. They have a Healthy Hearts program. But in actual fact, it's scientifically done, because the first stage 1, so termed, is at University College Hospital, and the various stages afterwards, where you're increasingly given more exercise to do safely, it isn't put to you as a stage, but you do go through a stage. Anyway, after about 2 years, I was feeling very much better, but still very ill. And I had the benefit of noticing that people that were on the rowing machines and the people who were working out on the running machines and all the rest of it had what I had 10 years before. So I could see that the way I was going was in the right direction, and I wasn't put off by the fact that it was a very slow process. I started to play badminton again, I started to swim, and I started to play golf in a very tentative way. But in that period, I became increasingly aware that if there was such a thing as a website, it would help people like me for the process of recovery, which is a voyage of discovery really, because it's such a long time. It's like Columbus discovering America. It's you, if you like, discovering the recovery process, which is different for every patient. We're all different, we're different ages, and we have different things. And I started to talk with Stefan von Schilling about setting up a website, and that's all really. And nothing very much happened. I didn't expect very much to happen, but I was accumulating a lot of information about the recovery process. And that the big mystery as far as the health professionals concerned were that, of course, the triple bypass operation was invented in the United States in 1970, and it built up quite quickly to 300,000 operations a year. So there were literally millions of people out there that had had the operation and were involved in the rehabilitation process. And they started to find out that people weren't taking it up. So that led me to be even firmer in my conviction. By chance, I met Lily Okamugwa, who runs Afiado Quality Assurance website, and he decided to take it up. And 2 years later, which is now, you see the result of that on www.myheartlog.org. And that has led us to a seminar which will be taking place on June the 15th, 2010, and quite a number of people are coming along from University College Hospital, the Princess Royal Carers Association. From the University College Hospital there will be the person who was in charge of the operation at their end that works in conjunction with the wire, and we are conducting a pilot study which involves a number of people in their Healthy Hearts group. And we've got everything to look forward to, and we hope that to have a rubber series at Welcome. And we're also accredited to the Heart Foundation, who will most likely participate as well. And so that is the story of MyHeartLog so far.